What's good? What's up? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into Monday Night Raw. Raw on Netflix. From January the 6th, 2025. A new era. And not so much. Now, there was some good. The production on this show was good. So the production value was really good. But that was really about it. There were no angles done on this show. And it's not good. So, Triple H, he came out. He showed us a really good video package. But he talked about, baby faces and heels, where he, blurred the lines, which I don't like when they do that. You don't need to do anything like that, period. Everyone should know by now that wrestling is a work, all right? We don't need those insider terms at all. We just don't. So then Triple H comes out. He hypes up the crowd, does the Are You Ready? Then we get Pyro, which is cool. Then The Rock comes out. He's not the final boss, but he does come out with the People's Championship. So the crowd erupts. The Rock cuts a promo. He talks about putting over his pops. Then he also talks about how, back in the day, if you wanted to watch wrestling, you had to buy a ticket or watch it on Saturday morning. And then he put over Netflix and everything else. Put over executives on Netflix and all that jazz. Blah, 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 blah. And then so The Rock put over Cody. Gave him, big daps like WrestleMania 40 didn't happen. Like, what the hell's going on? So he put over Cody Rhodes massively. And he tells Mama Rhodes that The Rock says hello. And then The Rock puts over Roman and Solo, saying he's going to be watching, their tribal combat match. And The Rock says that he's a high chief who carries that title with pride and respect. So that was fine. So let's lead us into our first match of the night. Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa Tribal Combat. So Roman Reigns wins via the spear. It was basically the WrestleMania 40 formula. A bunch of run-ins from Solo's bloodline and Roman's bloodline. They fought. Roman put Solo through a table. Then that's when Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu showed up. There was a massive brawl scene. Roman ends up winning via the spear. Jacob Fatu got his hands on Roman just a little bit. So, it's just typical bloodline shit. And now the feud, the Bloodline Civil War is over. That's great. It's over and done with. So, post-match, Paul Heyman, he gets in the ring. He's got the Ula Fala. So, Heyman kneels before Roman Reigns. So, The Rock comes out. So, both Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns look confused. So, The Rock wants the Ula Fala. So Paul Heyman kisses it. He kisses the Ula Fala and he gives it to The Rock. He bows before The Rock. And then The Rock then puts the Ula Fala around the neck of Roman Reigns. And then the two of them, they dap up. And then Roman does the ones. He puts the one in the air. The crowd pops massively. So Roman looks to the heavens and to acknowledge his pops, his late great pops. And Michael Cole says on commentary, the Roman Empire is back, and then The Rock lets Roman celebrate. So this is fine, but I thought that we were going to do an angle here, but we didn't. And it makes sense. And I do think that The Rock will revert back to his final boss character. I think he was just, trying to play nice and be cool. But we are going to have The Rock stab Roman Reigns in the back. And it's probably going to lead to the triple threat that's been rumored for WrestleMania 41, which is going to be The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns. That's what's going to end up happening. I think that, to me, makes the most sense. This bloodline storyline would have to end, I would assume, at WrestleMania 42, and you can't go beyond that. So that's where we should get Rock and Roman, is at WrestleMania 42. No title should be involved. I think Cody will more than likely be champion up until SummerSlam, to where he loses to Randy Orton. So I think that's going to be the marquee match for the summer, going into the fall. But I do think that's going to be the main match for WrestleMania 41. Night 2 is going to be Cody, Roman, Rock. It makes the most sense. It just does at this point in time. But we have to wait and see. So that was fine there. Moving on. So, we see some celebrity shots. So a bunch of, guys that are celebrities were there. Ashton Kutcher was there. Fluffy, he was there, which is Gabriel, whatever his name is. Who cares? That's cool. Rey Mysterio got a massive pop. He was wearing an Eddie Guerrero shirt, which was great. People praised him up and down on Twitter, which was fucking awesome. And it was great. So LA Knight was there also. He got a massive reaction as well. So really good shit there. Now, I heard that these tickets were super expensive. So the people that were there, they had money. So they either saved up all their money last year and said, hey, let's just go to let's just go to Raw on Netflix. That's probably what they ended up doing. And we might see those same people come to WrestleMania in the next 3 months or whatever. So we have to wait and see, but I doubt it. But the people that were there, they had to have, mad money. They either saved money or, they came from money. So, but it wasn't just your average everyday Joe Schmo guy there. That's not going to happen. Not in Cali. Fuck no. Hell no. Like in California, in order to make it, you've got to be making a strong, 5 figures to strong 6 figures. I think, if you're, single, living in Cali, and let's say you make maybe a good 80 to 90K, you should be okay. You should do fairly well with that. But I don't know. But, there's that. So moving on. So this leads us into John Cena. He comes out. He did the same thing that The Rock did. He puts over Netflix and everything else. Thank Netflix. Then John Cena reminisced about how he got to start in the business, how he used to work out at Gold's Gym in Venice. He also mentioned his upbringing in UPW in Orange County, which is cool. He mentioned he used to stay in a 2-bedroom, 600 feet apartment from this building. My bad. He rented a 2-bedroom apartment, 600 feet from the building. He said this is where the prototype was born. That was back when John Cena, was about to be with WWE. And then he put over LA some more. He mentioned, certain guys that people wanted to face, like Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Logan Paul, Gunther, and even Cody Rhodes. And so he knows that people want to know, is he going to chase number 17? And John Cena says, it's been 2,446 days since he won his last match. Cena says that he's at peace with it, and he knows that his time is up. So the crowd boos. And then Cena's like, well, what if he goes to the Royal Rumble? He first mentions, Money in the Bank. He said, nah. He said, maybe the Elimination Chamber. He said, nah. How about the Royal Rumble? He says, it's a lottery ticket, and you can't play if you can't win if you don't play. For him, it's his last Rumble. There's no next year. The best way to say thank you to win my bad. The best way to say thank you is to win the Royal Rumble and make history at WrestleMania. And then so John Cena says, not only is he going to win the Royal Rumble, not only is he going to go to the Royal Rumble, he's going to win the Royal Rumble. And that was it. So, really good stuff there. I like this. I really do. But it would have been better if somebody would have came out and stared John Cena down. Maybe like a Logan Paul or a Braun Breaker or something like that. But, you can't always get what you want. But this is fine here. I do like this. I'm trying to think who would be champion going into WrestleMania 41. I don't think it's going to be Gunther. I think that Gunther will probably either lose at the Rumble in 3 weeks or at the Elimination Chamber. One of the two. But I've been saying for the last couple months now that Gunther needs to lose the title. He has to. He wasn't even featured on this show outside of a video package. So, yeah. Moving on. So, Logan Paul, he's the newest member of the Monday Night Raw roster. Logan Paul says he doesn't respect the process. He won't fall in line and wait his turn. It keeps people up at night that he's so good at this. He's now dedicating his life to this. No more side hustle. No more bullshit. 100% a WWE superstar. This is the beginning of the era of Logan Paul. Cool stuff there. Nice stuff. Good. Moving on. So this leads us into Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Match, didn't really too much care about it. Rhea wins with not one but two riptides for the 1, 2, 3. Makes sense. Post-match, the gong hits from The Undertaker. It's not the dead man. It's the badass Undertaker, which is fine, but we all want the dead man back, but we all know that Taker won't do it, so oh well, it is what it is. And he celebrates with Rhea Ripley. Really good shit there. So Rhea got put over, and that makes sense. But the problem with WWE is they still continue to use their aging stars. That's their problem. It's the same thing in AEW, and it's the same thing in TNA. But it is what it is. They need to be building for the future. They really do. So, Chad Gable, he's backstage with Adam Pearce. So, Chad Gable says that he's going to win a single championship. He said he has no problem beating luchadors. I'm like, what the hell? So, Chad Gable wants to face the best luchador next week. Adam Pearce says that he has the perfect luchador. And he wants to know if Chad Gable's sure. Chad Gable says he's never been unsure of anything. And Adam Pearce has a phone call to make. So we are going to get Penta Gun Jr. showing up next week, which should be awesome. But you need more than that to hook me for next week's show. You really do. You really do, Triple H, because this show right here was okay, but it was disappointing as fuck. And you could have done a better job than what you did. But such is life. There's nothing we can do about it now. Moving on. So, The Rock is backstage. So he embraces his cousins and Triple H. So he goes to the parking lot garage. The Rock embraces Travis Scott, who was there. I forgot to mention, he was smoking weed in the crowd, so that was cool. So don't forget, it's LA, so yeah. So The Rock says that he will be on NXT tomorrow. So that is going to kick major ass. I can't wait for that. That should be cool. Really cool. So then we see more celebrities like Bill Simmons. We see more celebrities. We see Vanessa Hudgens, Michelle McCool, Taker's wife. So Travis Scott, he yeets with Jey Uso. He said he's in the crowd smoking something. So that was pretty cool there. So then this leads us into Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. Main event, Jey Uso. So main event, Jey Uso wins. He basically steals one via the crucifix for the 1, 2, 3. So basically a roll-up. All right, makes sense. And it's crazy that he kicked out of a Claymore, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. All right, that's fine there. Moving on. So Gunther says that he's heard people say this is a new era. This is a new era for everyone else, but not for him. All the personal problems and emotional outbursts mean nothing to him. Gunther is still the place where dreams, hopes, and ambitions go to die. Gunther is the light at the end of the tunnel because he holds the prize they all want. He's the World Heavyweight Champion. He's the ring general, Gunther. Okay, cool. That's fine. So the New Day, they get into a little spat with Fluffy, and then they make fun of him and everything else. And then Fluffy ends up saying that the New Day sucks, and that was it. All right, that's cool. So they were supposed to have a match, but it didn't happen at all. That got axed. It was supposed to be Rey Mysterio and probably, I would presume, Pentagon Jr. showing up, but that got axed. So it is what it is. Moving on. So Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, they're walking backstage. Heyman says that they need a platform for the world to acknowledge him as a tribal chief. Make Paul Heyman book that. Roman Reigns says January 27th. And then they walk into a room, pause, and they close the door. And then we see the WWE 2K25 logo. Nice, cool stuff there. Nice. Moving on. So, well, before I move on, I assume that's where the attack's going to happen. But The Rock is going to turn on Roman and probably do a massive angle there that they would have to at that point. So, yeah. Moving on, so Tiffany Stratton and a bunch of other people, they're there. Tiffany Haddish is there. So basically all the celebrity and stuff, they're there. Really, really cool stuff there. Bianca Belair was there as well. Naomi was there. Nikki Bella was there, which is cool. And then we go to Hulk Hogan. So he's there to hype up his new beer and everything else. And the crowd just booed the shit out of him, which is kind of funny. And he just put over his new beer. And it seems like that WWE has bought into his company a little bit. So they gave him some of that cheddar. So they bought in a piece of his product. So that's fine. It is what it is. I don't give a shit about Hulk Hogan. I don't give a shit about this. So WWE needs a new mascot. I would just have John Cena do this once Cena is done next year. This year. This is the new role that he will play going into next year. That's what I would do. Have him be the ambassador and everything else. Have him be, the mascot of WWE. I think that would be good. But probably won't happen. We'll have to wait and see how things, play out. Moving on. So, Stephanie McMahon was there. She was there. She got a really good ovation, really good pop. So, pretty cool. Main event of the evening, Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. Match was okay. So, Punk defeats Seth Rollins via not one but two GTSs. The match was good. So basically, CM Punk and Seth Rollins, they basically brawled a little bit on the outside. Seth Rollins taunted the ref and said, don't stop this, I want a piece of him, pause, and all that stuff. There was a point in the match where Rollins took the pedigree, CM Punk kicked out. It may, there may have been an injury when it comes to Seth Rollins. He ended up hurting his knee. I don't know if that was just to sell the match. Probably just to sell the match. So they do a table spot, the pedigree through the table. It doesn't break. So Rollins throws Punk back into the ring. He hits the stomp. He hits another pedigree. Punk kicks out. Punk does the stomp. Rollins does the GTS. Punk kicks out. Rollins kicks out. Rollins then goes for the Falcon Arrow. And he's about to hit the... he hits the superplex into the Falcon Arrow spot. Punk counters that into a GTS. And then Rollins, like a crazy cartoon character, just stumbles and fumbles around. He falls into Punk's shoulders, and Punk hits the GTS for a second time. 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Yes, I repeat, that was it. That was all that happened. There was no angle in this. There was no angle. There was no nothing. That was it. So, there's that. Kind of a disappointing show for Netflix. Kind of a disappointing debut. The only thing that's changed is the platform. That's it. The platform has gotten bigger, and WWE continue to make more money each and every year. That's all they really fucking care about at this point, and it's not good. It's not good. We should have gotten angles. We should have gotten an angle with Rock and Roman. We should have gotten an angle with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. We should have got an angle with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. We need angles, bro. We're going into WrestleMania season. We are already in WrestleMania season. And it's time for these shows to mean something. These shows have got to hit out of the fucking park. And next week is not really looking like it's going to be any good, because we're still going to get the continuation of the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament. That's gonna take place. We might see a Becky Lynch return next week, maybe. That's it. We might see we might get the debut of Penta. Okay, but that's not gonna do much of anything. We need more than that. I don't know. What the fuck is Triple H doing, bro? Or what are they doing, man? WrestleMania 40 last year felt great, felt special. This year, it's not really moved all that much. It's not really meant much of anything. And that's not good. Triple H has to do better. And I'm pretty sure the reason why WrestleMania 40 was so successful last year was because of The Rock and Paul Heyman. That was because it was those guys spearheading everything. And Triple H had, his foot on the gas pedal just a small bit, but when they had the car and they were driving, they were going 70, 80 miles an hour. Triple H has the car, he's just going like 50, 60. So, I don't know, it's not good, but it is what it is, man. But we should have gotten some angles here. We really should have gotten some angles, and that's not good. This felt like something that the AEW or even TNA would do, and that's just not good. Going into WrestleMania season, these shows have to fucking hit. They have to hit home runs. No, not home runs. They have to hit grand slams. You got basically 4 months till Mania. No, my bad. You got 3.5 months until Mania. You gotta do something. Gotta do something. The Rumble's in 3 weeks, so get your head out of your ass, Triple H, and start writing better shows, bro. Seriously. What did you guys think of the Raw on Netflix? What did y'all think? Hopefully, the show can turn around, because right now it's not looking good. And you only get one chance to make a good first impression. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.